let go of the imposter syndrome. Everybody has it. Just acknowledge and move forward. Own your credibility and always remember to ask what you want, because there's always a 50% chance that you get what you want if you ask for it.
Welcome to a new episode of Engati CX. I'm your host, Sinha, and we're really glad to have all of you join us today. On this show, we talk to CX and technology experts from around the world. We explore, uncover, and share fresh insights in creating experiences that your customers will remember and look forward to. Engati is world's leading multilingual, no-code digital CX platform, available across 14 channels with 45,000 solutions, created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. Engati has also been recognized as a top platform by Inc. magazine, Tech World, CIO magazine, and many others. We run the Engati blog, video channel, and the podcast, receiving upwards of 400,000 users annually. And now for a guest. Lakshya Sivaramakrishnan is a program lead at Google. She manages the Women Techmakers program in India. She is a data science enthusiast, building tech expertise in machine learning and Google Cloud. She has received the Women in AI Leadership Award by Analytics India magazine and is a Shenomics Lead Like a Girl Fellow in 2020. She enjoys nurturing communities and empowering women to join, thrive, and lead the tech industry. But before we dive into the tech interview with Lakshya, don't forget to subscribe to Engati and tap on the bell icon to get access to exclusive content from thought leaders around the globe. Welcome, Lakshya, to the interview. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Santas. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on this show.
It's our pleasure. All right, so let's dive into the questions now, shall we?
Sure.
Lakshya, so my first question to you would be, when did data science really get your attention and what was your journey in this field?
Sure, Antas. My interest in data science started off in my postgraduate days when I had courses like data modeling and data analytics. And they really interested me, and I loved doing some of those number crunching. This interest only further strengthened when I was with GE Healthcare, and one of my managers urged me to pick up this internal data analytics certification. And that brought a lot of hands-on learning experience for me. And this, and in turn, helped me transition into my next role, which was in the space of data analytics. And since then, there was no looking back. I think this interest is only further strengthened. And as a part of it, I continued exploring various libraries, took part in hackathons, conducted a lot of workshops for people starting off with data science. So I am continuing to learn and explore this field. And I think just when Analytics India thought I was worthy enough of the Women in AI Leadership Award, I think that was the cherry on the cake for me.
Absolutely, Lakshya. So, adding on to the same question, how is data science really helping you with, the real life problems? Can you share some examples if you have any?
Sure, sure. I think data science is everywhere. Like, it's not an overstatement to say that data is the new oil. And it all depends on how do you extract it, process it, and model it. And that's what really determines, somebody's strength and somebody's weakness to play around with data. Honestly, it is a true differentiator. And in every industry, be it healthcare, education, fintech, agri-tech, even sports and entertainment, we see data all over. From contactless breast cancer screening solutions to personalized recommendations for users to learn their favorite courses, to helping farmers use precision agriculture. Data science is everywhere. And I also have a very personal experience where I use some historical data analysis, which helped my brother get a seat in medical college. So from a personal level, I think that was a moment of, accomplishment for me. And this only is possible when you realize the true power of technology.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I am really intrigued by the anecdote that you gave about your personal project that you did for the medical seat that you're talking about. Can you elaborate a little more on it?
Sure, Anta. So here's what really happened. This was a second round of counseling for medical seat, and we were really hoping to, get a branch of his choice. So what I did is using historical data of previous years' available seats and seats allocated, like final seat allocation based on second round, and also using the data of the first round seat allocation in that current year, we were sort of able to gauge that for his rank and for the for the branch of his choice, which college would really be possible for him to crack, you just had to like give X number of choices. So for us to narrow down on, say, the top 100, 200, 300, whatever that number was, it was easy based on all these analysis, and I was really surprised, how it turned out in the end. So that was satisfying.
It's really amazing to see how we can actually implement and improve our real life problems with all these solutions that are available now in the tech world.
Right.
Well, going through your profile, Lakshya, you really come across as a person who's very passionate about communities. So, would you like to elaborate about how your journey has been like in this space?
Yeah, sure, Antas. I started my community journey almost a decade back when I was in college. I used to take part in a lot of technical events happening around in the city, meet new people, be part of a lot of events, and it really gave me a perspective on what the industry really holds for all of us in the future. Post college, I think this intention only further strengthened, and I started actively volunteering to organize Android related events in Bangalore. Due to that experience that I gained for a period of time, I was contacted to lead the Women Techmakers program for India, and I'm sure since then there was no looking back. I've always found it very interesting to collaborate with a lot of other technical communities as part of this role, learning from them, building my network, and more importantly, helping others around me really find their calling through communities as a medium. I think I've spoken a lot about my passion for communities, even in the TEDx talk that I gave about leveraging the superpower called communities.
Absolutely, Lakshya. I mean, the work and the talk that you gave about communities, it's really inspiring. And talking about women tech makers, how was your experience, in setting up a community like women tech makers?
Sure. I think quite honestly, it was a very clean slate back then. There was very little work, and diversity and inclusion was just a good to have at that point in time. And I think it has really evolved as a concept. And today, more organizations, more people are seeing it as a necessity. And there's enough data showing how it also impacts revenue, product building, and innovation. So how I had to get started was we conducted a research in just understanding the pain points and the barriers that women find in participating in communities, in taking more senior leadership roles in various organizations. And through this, both qualitative and quantitative feedback that we got, we created programs and initiatives to really address some of those pain points. We nurtured a community of organizers who were extremely passionate about communities. We collaborated with other organizations and tech communities for various technical engagements. And we also conducted multiple events to upskill women in technology. I think we have very steadily grown over the last few years, and I'm really excited to see this program going from strength to strength.
I hope so too, Harsha. I mean, it's a beautiful initiative that we have right now, and I think we really need it in our tech community. So we've heard your voice around diversity and inclusion, right? And we would like to have your expert opinion on what are the some best practices that organizations can adopt to, create more inclusive workspaces.
Sure, Antas. I think there are many, but I want to call out three of them here. One is it's very important to have strong allies in senior leadership to really understand how important it is for the organization to have a very diverse culture. There's data to show that diverse organizations perform better and build better products, And having strong leaders showing the way is often a very great start to empower your employees, and the one who really really need to feel that sense of belonging. The second thing we need to realize is one size doesn't fit all. One blanket rule cannot apply to certain policies in the organization, certain practices that we follow as teams. So it's about making those small trade-offs to ensure that everyone in this team is performing to their full potential. Everyone, irrespective of their gender, their age, their experience, their social preferences, should really feel like they belong there, should feel like they have a voice at the workplace. I think that's important. And finally, it's important for organizations to realize that the diversity and inclusion is not just a checklist that you just get done with. I think it is high time that we genuinely care for making inclusive workplaces a reality, and find ways that work for your employees to ensure that they feel happy coming to the workplace.
Absolutely, Lakshya. I mean, these are some really important points that we must ponder upon. And from talking about organizations to coming to community, what in your view is can we do to ensure there's inclusion in the community? And do you have any personal projects that you would like to talk about?
Sure. Sure, Andas. I think the first thing is if I see any non-inclusive behavior from people around me, I just have learned to call it out. And this could be anyone. This could be family. This could be peers, colleagues. It could be anyone. But I've just learned to call it out. And this learning did not come very easily. I also find ways to empower people around me to sort of speak up, share their technical knowledge, and find ways. And I always am looking out to find ways to put a spotlight on them, because it's important for them to shine. It's important for them to come out, and only then will they have sort of built that confidence to really be out there. And because this space is so dear to me, in addition to all that I spoke about, I went on to create a personal project called Prayogshala last year. So this is a 1 week online boot camp to educate young engineering college girls in India with technical and applied skills education. And it's a hands-on experience that they get. And I believe some of these skills that you learn as part of the boot camp will really help you have a smoother transition into the industry. And I am extremely pleased to see the impact that it has had on young minds when they come back to me and sort of share their successes. I feel really proud of each of them.
That's an amazing initiative. Like, I mean, I've lost track of all the initiatives that you're a part of to make our community a better place for everyone. Having talked about everything, do you have any other sound bites that you would like to share with our audience?
Sure. I think before I go, I would love to share that to everyone listening to this, saying, let go of the imposter syndrome. Everybody has it. Just acknowledge and move forward. Own your credibility, and always remember to ask what you want, because there's always a 50% chance that you get what you want if you ask for it. If you want to reach out to me, know more about me, you can reach out to me on my website, which is lakshya.sivaramakrishnan.in. Thank you, Antas. Thank you so much, Engati, for this opportunity. I thoroughly enjoyed speaking to all of you.
Thank you so much, Lakshya, for giving us your time. Your insights were really valuable, and I know my audience is going to love this interview. All right, so we will be back with a new episode with a brand new expert soon. So stay tuned, and we'll see you around for the next one. Thank you.